What's up, guys? My name's PJ, and I'm an amateur music producer that mainly makes EDM remixes and stuff. Today, I wanted to kind of show you guys my process for making chord progressions and really simple tutorial about how you can make your own chord progressions and get yourself motivated to start making some music. Alright, so we're just going to hop right into a brand new session here. Let's open up FL Keys and go to the piano roll. So the first thing I do when I'm creating a chord progression is I'll usually just pick a random key, and I kind of just work off that. So I'm just gonna start with C major just because it's easy and it only has white keys in it. And so we're just gonna start with a root note. So we're gonna make C our root note, and what a root note is it's the bottom note in the chord, and it tells you sort of what chord is playing. It's our bass note, and so this first chord we have is going to be C major chord, and so we have C as our root note, and it's also our one chord. And so what I mean when I say it's our one chord is you look at the root note and you compare it to where that lies within the scale. So because C is the first note of the C major scale, this is our one chord. So the next chord we're going to add is a sixth chord. And so we take the root note and whatever the sixth note in the C major scale is, which is A, it becomes our root note. So A is our root note. We're going to toss an octave on that. And so we got one chord, sixth chord, and the next chord we're going to add, let's do a four chord. So fourth note in the C major scale is F. Going to toss an F. And this is 1, 6, 4, and we're going to end on 5, which the fifth note in the C scale is G. Okay. So let's just hear what this sounds like. We're going to add a bunch of other stuff, but this is our basic bare bones chord progression so far. Let's listen. Sweet. Alright, so pretty basic, pretty simple, but it's going to lay a good foundation where we can add stuff and make it sound a lot better. So the next thing we're going to add is the fifth. So sort of like how the root note is the first, the fifth is the fifth note in that scale. So when we're talking about C major, the fifth note is G. And so we're just going to add that fifth onto the C chord, and we're going to add the fifth to all these other ones. So the fifth of A is E. For F, it's C. For G, it is D. And let's give it a listen. So that just adds a nice little harmony to our chords, and we're going to add another harmony with the third. So like the fifth, we're going to look at the third note of that scale for each chord, and that for C it's going to be E. C, D, E. E is a third. Let's add the third on each of the rest of the chords. So for A, we're going to add C. For F, the third is A. For G, the third is B. And we'll give that another listen. Cool. So we're already starting to build something that sounds pretty good. And let's add a little bit more variation here. So what I like to do is I like to move some of the thirds and the fifths up octaves, and that really spreads the sound out so it's not all clustered in one sort of octave range. So let's take this E, which is the third. I like to move the thirds up a full octave. So let's take this E, move it up an octave. For A, we're going to take the third there, take the C, move it up, and we'll just do that for all of these. B, Alright, so let's give that a listen with the octave up. Cool. Already sounds way better. And from here, obviously you don't have to do this with every chord progression you make where you move the third up and stuff, but it's just a good way to like get a bass line, and from there you can sort of add what you want and take off what you want. So from here, I'm just going to add some notes and sort of just fill in spots that I think would sound cool if they had notes in. So if you remember that you have to stay within the scale when you're adding notes, that'll be really helpful. This is easy, obviously, because it's all white notes for C major, but when you're working in other chords, make sure you remember to stay in that scale. So we're just going to add this E on each chord, and then maybe put a C here, and we'll add an E down here. And so this E that's playing on the top is called a pedal tone, and it's a really nice element you can add to your chords where it's just playing the same note in every single chord. It can sound really nice. I like to toss it in there sometimes, but let's just see what this sounds like. We added a couple areas that need to be filled in, so let's give it a listen. Alright, sounds pretty good. I think we could add more here, but I'm just going to hop into a different key and make a different chord progression so that you guys can really see what it would look like maybe in a different key with a different progression. Alright, so let's just hop into a new piano roll and let's pick another random key. So let's just go with F major. Fairly simple, similar to C major. It does have one black key. Has an A sharp. But let's just start building a chord progression. I think I'm gonna, instead of starting with the one chord like we did with C, I think we're gonna start with the 6th chord. So F would be our root note if we were doing a one chord, but we're gonna move our root note down to D, which is the 6th. And we're just going to build a triad. So that's our 6th chord in F major. I think it would be cool if we went from maybe 6 up to 1. So 6th, 1 chord. Maybe we go 5 and then 4 there. Five, 4. Yeah, that could sound good. So we got 6, 1, 5, 4. Alright, and so let's do what we did last time. We'll add some octaves. And A sharp. And then let's move that 3rd up an octave. E up, D. Alright, let's give that a listen. Alright, so something else cool you can do, I think that sounds pretty good, is you can, instead of having the chord start playing with each new bar, you can move these chords around so that it comes in early. And so I like to do that sometimes. I think this is just a cool example of one. And it comes in a beat early and it can sound cool. So let's give this a listen. Alright, cool. And then I'm just going to add some more random shapes and try to spice this up a little bit. Okay, so this is what I added. Let's give this a listen. Um, and so I'm just gonna switch this with just gonna throw some serum on here and just make a quick little random pluck sound. Alright, so I hope that was helpful for you guys. I hope you guys can take that and sort of build your own chord progressions and get yourself motivated to make your own music. But that's all it for today. If you guys like videos like this, please consider liking it and subscribing to this channel. I'm probably going to make a lot more tutorial videos like this, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Other than that, have a great day and peace out.